So we've been talking about the story that you tell and how that impacts your entire life, right? Your whole life really is a story and you're the author. So here's the thing. It's to get a little bit more specific about the story that we tell about our husbands, about our kids, about our life, our relationships. The words that we speak become true. And so that becomes a prophecy. Our brains will create the story that we tell. Thus, we talk about having a spouse-fulfilling prophecy, or a child-fulfilling prophecy, a son-fulfilling prophecy, a daughter-fulfilling prophecy, a relationship-fulfilling prophecy, a self-fulfilling prophecy. Surely you've heard that one, right? So it's true that when we speak things about our husbands, like he's such a narcissist or he's so self-centered, he always, any of those kinds of stories, or our kids, like, my son is just such a pain, like he's always getting into things, or, that our marriage is so hard. Life is hard. I'm just not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. All those things that we tell ourselves about everybody, including ourselves, our brain is going to create that story. And so it becomes a prophecy of what it is we're going to create. And so, that in Philippians, when it talks about Philippians 4:8, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. So what I want you to do, I'm going to invite you to do, is to start capturing the story that you're telling specifically about people and yourself and your relationship, and capture those words. Hear yourself. Wake up. Stop being on autopilot where you're just not even aware of the comments that you might make or the story that's going on in your head all the time. And intentionally tell a better story. So it might be something like, like my son is really more and more, he's doing his schoolwork and he is so responsible. He's finding his way as a young man. Or it might be about your husband, that more and more he's figuring out how to manage money. And I can see that he really is doing his best to care for all of us because he really, really does love us. So there's the woman that I trained with. She talks about if feels like a bold-faced lie, then that's what you want to say. And I disagree with that, because if it feels like a bold-faced lie, your gut is going to tell you, nah, that's not true. It's not true. And your brain is just going to resist it. Okay. So it needs to be something that you believe. And if you can't quite believe it, I'm going to invite you to add a transitory statement, something like more and more, or ever since. Ever since is really powerful. I tell my clients that all the time, like, ever since I started coaching with Coach Carol, I can see that our marriage is getting so much better. My life is getting easier. Everything is flowing now. Do you see that powerful story? Gosh, it gets you excited. And it's like, yes, I want to take action. That thought will create a feeling and you'll get momentum and you'll start to move forward to take actions to create that. Our thoughts always directly relate to the outcome. Okay. So if you're not having the outcome that you want to go back and look at the thoughts and intentionally create that story, that spouse-fulfilling prophecy, relationship-fulfilling prophecy, self-fulfilling prophecy, and adding the transitory statements. I'm learning. I can see that my husband is learning more and more how to manage money, or that I can see that, he's figuring out how to do this parenting thing, because fathering is different than mothering. And maybe I'm not the expert on all that. And he's figuring it out. I feel peace. I feel freedom. Instead of being tense and like judging him, you can shift it by getting to the story that you tell. So today, I would invite you again, like I did in the previous video, spend some time writing down those thoughts that you're kind of ruminating, the things that are ruminating, right? That's going on in your head over and over. Start being aware. Maybe take one person at a time. What's the story I tell about my husband? What's the story I tell about my son, my daughter? What's the story I tell about my marriage? Identify it. Wake up. Stop being on autopilot. See it. Write these thoughts down. You're going to then be able to say, wait a minute, is this really what I want to believe about my kid? Or what do I want to change? And then you can start to steer it. Okay. okay? If you're not in my Happy Wife community, come on and join it. Be sure to subscribe here so that you get all my future videos. Click the little bell and you'll be notified. And come on over to that createmyhappymarriage.com where you can learn more about me and the services that I offer, and even schedule a free call to explore if working together is your next best step. I'm standing for you.